Hi, my name is Sydney Macfarlane. I'm 24 years old and I am Trinbagonian. My mom is from Trinidad, my dad's from Tobago, so combined. But I was born here in Winnipeg. I started dancing at the age of 6. I had kind of gravitated to more percussion style things. My grandpa was a huge jazz music fan, like listened to it all the time, and I saw the movie Tap with him, all these amazing tap legends in it, and just watching them connect with the music, I was like, I want to make sounds with my feet like that too. Finally, my mom put me into it and I was stoked. I love dance because I find I have a hard time always explaining things or just like using words in general, and like with dance, like it's just like you watch someone else dance and like you may not understand the full story, but like there's just something about it where you're like it's saying something that they just can't verbally do. So I find for myself when I am able to dance, just feelings that I can't even like think of in words, I can just get it out, and like that's the best thing. I love like the history of dance, like going back to roots and like cultures and stuff like that. Perform that dance, you know, like this style or like some of these moves have been done for like centuries even, and like this came from like such a deep meaning, and I get to still use it now and make it my own, which is really cool. So tap is really special to me because it's something that can be done in like the smallest space. Like if you're accompanying a band or something like that, you could have just like a small little square, and like you could be making your percussion, your sounds, and so you have like an instrument within it too. Like you don't even have to see that person to know that they're dancing, and that's specifically like tap, which is kind of nice. Contemporary's it's been independent, so I was never like with a company. I started by being contracted as a contemporary dancer for Sarasvati Transformative, and they're great. And then from there, I kind of branched out and got to work with other contemporary dancers and artists in the city, and just like there's just like the whole network that I didn't even know existed until I started with them, and it's just kind of gone from there. I think it would have to be when I choreographed my first tap solo for myself. I'm the one making it, I can change it whenever I want and stuff like that. So I was having a hard time like sticking to it and like wanting it to be so good. And my grandma and my family came to watch me compete. And then when I came off stage, I was like, that felt good, but like, see what happens. And then I saw my grandma and she was like tearing up, and she was like, that was so good. And instantly I like was crying because I was like, oh, like did it. That's what I wanted. That was the reaction. I didn't even care about the score or anything like that. It was just seeing that I made someone feel and like connect to it, like that was enough, and I was set from there. I will be your biggest cheerleader. Like I get so excited when anybody connects to anything. I don't care what level you're at, lunge deeper or something like that, or you just connect to yourself better. Like I notice those things and I'm like, yeah, like, and I love going back to like the basics and like the fundamentals of things. We will go back to a nice plie, a nice tendu, or some cramp rolls, like nice and square, because that's where it all starts again. So it's always important to go back to that and then go from there. It was interesting because like I never grew up around a lot of Black people to begin with, so I was kind of used to it. Like I knew I was Black and stuff like that. It was hard to kind of get motivated or to feel like I could ever dance professionally, like ever. I was like, I don't see anybody who looks like me, who like has hair like mine or is shaped like me. And I remember my mom was like, have you never heard of like Alvin Ailey or like the Harlem Theater dance and stuff like that? And I remember looking it up and I was like, okay, so there are Black dancers and stuff like that. But then it was still hard because I was like, I don't see a lot of it here. I remember hearing feedback in like duos or trios and stuff like that. And like you're listening to hear what you could do better. And they'd be like, oh, I love your hair. But then they wouldn't give me any feedback on like anything else. And I was like, great, is that all you see? It kind of just ended up being like about just like the way you looked and said, or they're like, oh wow, you look really athletic. And I'm like, well, so are the rest of my teammates and stuff too. Sometimes like the expectation that like I was supposed to be good at a certain thing, like I didn't grow up dancing in like hip hop at all, really. Oh, how come you don't take hip hop? And I was like, oh, like I just haven't like taken it, or like it didn't work with my schedule or something. And they'd be like, well, you're Black, like you have to do hip hop. And I was like, Oh, all right. I think just like representation is really important, and also just like colors, like having like the beige or brown tights instead of the white ones, because like it's supposed to match your skin, but just so that you actually like look like you're fitting into like yourself and not fitting another idea of it, I think is really important. So I think being able to like recognize like there's different shades and stuff like that would be a really great place to start. Try every style, even if it like feels weird or awkward or like it's not a style you're comfortable with. Just like go in and try, like appreciate every opportunity, ask questions, ask to shadow or like apprentice. Just put yourself out there and learn. You can find me at The Dance Method. I teach tap and acro there and stretch and strength. So stop by and say hi.